What is going on, you guys? It has been way too long. I know I have not been super consistent with my uploading, so please forgive me there. There's just been kind of a lot of personal things going on, life be lifing, you guys know how it goes. But I am back and I am ready, and I am so excited to talk about two leggings that are talked about a lot because they're marketed in very, very similar ways. But I'm gonna tell you and show you today that they're very, very different. So the other thing I kind of want to address today is when we look at the Alphalete versus Oner Active brand, things are very much shifting. So if you guys remember a few years ago, Alphalete was the go-to brand. They were the first ones to really make the scrunch butt leggings popular. Everybody was like all about them, talking about how amazing they were, but maybe they became a little too available, if you know what I'm saying. And so that actually made the excitement go away, because I think part of what happens is people get really excited about these brands. They look really flattering. And a big part of the appeal is it is really hard to get. And so you find yourself online right at the launch time, you're like waiting. And when you're able to actually snag a pair, you really appreciate them more than you would if it was just like, whatever, I'm buying it on a regular day, it doesn't matter, yada, yada, yada. So just for some quick snapshot points, because I'm personally always interested in business. I work in business, I have for a long time. For me, I like to kind of understand the evolution of these brands, how they market themselves, what's real, what's not real. So just for some quick background on Alphalete, it was founded by Christian Guzman, who was a fitness creator and entrepreneur, officially launched as Alphalete in early 2015. So what happened, and we see this with a lot of brands today, they experienced a lot of early growth because of that creator content that was made on YouTube. So think about things like vlogs and documenting the journey. He really started building community. And I think this is where we first started to see the effect and the benefit of starting with community first, building your own personal brand, and then branching off with your actual product line. And then, he opened up a gym and there were all those other things that happened later. But their women's line, specifically the Booty Scrunch Amplify legging, became super, super hot. It was a totally new concept. I think before that would have been considered really immodest. And there's a lot of arguments today that it's very immodest, that we see all the time. But at their 10-year mark in about 2025 in May, they actually did a full reflection on their decade of growth. And based on some research, when we actually look at the signs of the fall or plateau, so there's a lot of Reddit threads about this, there's a lot of commentary on how the product quality started to slip. There was oversaturation, it was just sort of like everybody started building these booty scrunch leggings. And so it was a lot harder for, I think, Alphalete to kind of maintain the status quo that they had, because there were more competitive offerings coming out. Other brands started upping their quality. And so naturally people are going to say, well, screw Alphalete. I'm going to go to these other brands that actually have it in stock and have a better legging for me. So I think, my take is because Alphalete was the scarcity brand, you could never get it. And then they came out with Here Comes the Sun line in ombre. And that was a little bit of a miss. People were kind of like, we've been waiting for you to come back in stock with the Amplify. And then you guys hit us with this ombre look that we're not feeling. Where's the solid colors? So I think people were a little miffed about that. And then shortly after that point, they did up their stock, but it just wasn't the same for people. I think some people had moved on. So enter Oner Active, which was founded by Chrissy Cella. She was also a fitness creator. She keeps it real. She knows the girls. So kind of keep in mind the difference between male owned versus female owned. She really connected with kind of the everyday female audience, whether you were a novice fitness person that just wanted to get inspired, wanted to learn how to work out, or if you were an expert, you could still learn tips and be inspired and, keep your journey going. Her mission was really clear from the start. She wanted to empower women through strength training and community, and also just high performance yet flattering appeal. You'll notice the thing about her activewear that has stayed really consistent since day one is she doesn't focus on the bells and whistles. She's really focused on making sure that things fit really well. That is very performance driven. Like, I want women to feel comfortable wearing this flex in the gym. This isn't just gonna be like your, like, you know, if you guys have seen Bombshell, for example, that activewear line, I've got a lot of thoughts on, we can do a different video about that one, but that activewear line is very much focused on fitting a certain aesthetic, and it's just not super functional in the gym, to be honest. That one's more just like, I wanna look good, I wanna take pictures. What I think happened is Alphalete became more widely available. They had quality issues. People were sort of having a distaste toward the brand. Oner Active really stepped in, and whether it was intentional or not, started to also deliver this scarcity. Oner built on limited drops, which kept all of the excitement high. And so buzz started building, people started doing TikToks, the soft motion came out and made it really, really popular. And it is like damn near impossible to get soft motion in your hands. Like you have to really fight for it on launch day. We really have a lot more power as the consumer than we think, because when we give in to that scarcity marketing, when we're continuing to purchase from a brand, you're really just sort of rewarding that and then showing the other brands, hey, maybe I made it too available. Maybe that's not actually what we should be doing, because now people don't have interest in us anymore. So I always find it kind of interesting to follow these trends. Figured I would include just a quick little snapshot of the history before we actually get into the review of the leggings today. All right, so now let's actually talk about the two leggings that we're gonna go over. So first we've got the Oner Active EnhanceLift. This is gonna be your seamless, compressive, mid-rise with peak knit. So it's gonna be more of that knitted feel, not a smooth, sleek feel that you're gonna get in the high performance leggings. There's body mapped contouring as well. There's a reinforced butt scrunch to define the glutes. And what you're gonna see is it's 88% polyamide, 12% elastane. And then looking over at the Alphalete Pump Leggings, this is also mid-rise, high compression, 3-tier waistband, the same waistband you're gonna see with like the Alphalete Amplify. There's 2-tier under glute support, a subtle scrunch. The makeup of this material is 51% polyamide, 38% polyester, and 11% elastane. I'm gonna give you kind of the real tea. I'll show you all the things, you know, as we get into the try-on haul, but they're marketed very similarly. But what my overall take is the Oner Active Effortless leggings are gonna feel very similar to the EnhanceLift. To me, it feels like an improved, upgraded version of Effortless, except for it is mid-rise. So it's not gonna be as high-rise as the Effortless, but it's not giving lift. If I'm being 100% honest, it is not giving lift in the way that they're marketing it. If you want lift, the Alphalete Pump is where it's at. Now, we'll get into this, but the Alphalete Pump is also very, very difficult to put on. So just keep that in mind. We'll get into all the details as to why, but that is my kind of quick snapshot assessment. All right, so let's actually get into the leggings. And I think the first thing we have to cover off on is you're gonna see this new rise here, which is that mid-rise. It's not gonna be as high-rise as the Effortless, but it's really stretchy. And that was the thing that was really surprising for me. I thought when I got these, I was already thinking of Alphalete Pump, which is really a pain to put on, to be honest. You have to really mold it, lift it, stretch it. Just, there's a lot of work that goes into putting those leggings on. And I thought I was gonna get the same thing with this, but with these, I was really pleasantly surprised that they were so easy to put on. I mean, they glide right on, they're easy to put up. It feels just like an improved version of Effortless, to be honest. Let me bring you down a little bit here. Yeah, so you're gonna have that mid-rise here. I will say these are a size small, and I kind of feel like there's just the tiniest bit of gaping in the back. It's not a big deal. It might also just be because of the rise. Yeah, you'll see here they've got the scrunch in the middle, and then there's gonna be this contouring all along the sides here, which is really just to kind of give a little more dimension to the leggings than what we've seen with the Effortless, which are pretty smooth and they don't have, you know, a lot. They've got the contouring on the sides here, but it's also knitted contouring, which is really nice. I would say these are more for just like comfortable all day wear. Like I wore these, I know it's really bad because you will basically know that I haven't washed these yet, but I wore these all day yesterday. I wore them in the gym. I came home, I was watching TV for a while, and I had these on the whole time. They're just really, really comfortable. They don't really dig in. They don't annoy me. The fabric is really nice. The length is good. I just get the regular short length. That always seems to work well for me. So I think overall, these are a really good staple legging if you're just kind of looking to wear something comfortable, wear something flattering, something that's kind of tried and true. Nothing too crazy, nothing too tight and compressive. You can definitely stay true to size in these, at least from my experience. It's the same size that I wear in Effortless, which is a size small. Whew, okay, I feel like I just got to work out. Like I said, you guys, these Alphalete Pump Leggings, they're really nice once they're on, but they take some work to put on. And if you have nails like I do, be really careful about the paneling. Do not put your nails in the paneling. I promise you, you will get a hole. Just right off the bat, what you're gonna see that's different, this is a much thicker material. It's a little bit scratchier than the EnhanceLift. The EnhanceLift was really smooth and soft. These ones are gonna feel really scratchy and just much more compressive. And so the scrunch is also a little bit thicker and bolder. So keep that in mind. I mean, you're not really kind of hiding that. It's right there, it's thick, it does not quite go up. It just sort of, it almost kind of sits on top of that area versus goes in, which I'm not really a big fan of. I don't like that a lot, but it is what it is. The other thing though, I will say is like once it's on, it does lift. So you'll see there's this contouring down below that really sort of lifts up the glutes in a way that I don't think that the EnhanceLift does. So in terms of like what these are both marketed as, which are both lift pants, these ones definitely lift a lot better. But like I said, it's gonna take some work to get on. So the final verdict, if you were wondering in all of that, I think if you're looking for actual lift, go with the pump. Just know they're a little more high maintenance to put on. Once they're on though, they're totally fine. Like they're actually decently comfortable. Like you can wear these in the gym, it's fine, there's no problem. I mean, these things are not gonna move. They're molded to your body once they are on. So that's the good part, is it's like a couple minutes of pain in the upfront to get them on, but once they're on, you're good to go. And then like I said, the EnhanceLift is better for just more, you kind of want to be comfortable, maybe you're not feeling as great, you just want something that's like easy, low maintenance to put on, go with that one. But either way, they're both good options. It's just be mindful of how they're being marketed to you, what's real, what's not real. I plan to really up my game on the content front. I promise. I know I have not been great, and I just have to also just say thank you. I was not expecting to get subscribers. I was not expecting anything really. I just genuinely enjoy activewear. I love watching these reviews, and so I figured, why don't I hop on the bandwagon and do them as well, because I have a lot of opinions. I love activewear. It is truly my passion in life. So I wanted to do these videos for you, but I did not expect to get as many subscribers and just views as I have been. So thank you so much for just all of your support. I really appreciate it. If there are any brands or any types of videos that you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I do read all of your comments, and it's really helpful for me to just understand what is helpful for you guys, what is helpful content. So shoot me some ideas down below. Again, I promise to be more consistent. It's just life is lifing, and you know, I've been kind of going through something personal, which I may talk about later on, because I feel like it's actually a really important part of my story and why I'm okay. Sorry guys, battery died. What I have been going through is a big part of the story behind why I am here, why I'm doing these videos, why I am very passionate about just, if you're going through a struggle, if you're looking to just be more feminine, to glow up, I totally understand where you're coming from. I was in your shoes, and I really put in a lot of work to get to where I am today. So if I can be helpful to you in any way, just let me know. If there's anything, any questions you have, follow me on Instagram as well. I'm happy to connect further. I'm just at Glow with Casey. So I look forward to many more adventures together this year and in 2026 as I up my game. Hold me accountable to that. Hopefully I get this up on Sunday. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.